Alright, on today's episode of How Not to Build a 6R4, I have had to buy some new standard Metro front wings. I found this in the scrap compound that I'd thrown away, and I bought a new slam panel because I didn't do my research fully and I didn't realise how much of the front end this 6R4 actually uses. But we've got them panels now, so I'm going away for 8 weeks with work next week. So I guess we just best get cracking on. So before I go, ideally, I would like wings on, chopped down, them fenders over the top of them, the panel on the front. I've already done this sort of table, we'll call it, for the front subframe. It was the same width as the rest of the car, but I chopped that down the other day. It just allows us to move the suspension around a bit and we can put a wheel on it and obviously look for clearance in that before we set the position of the subframe fully. I do need to do that to the back, so what we'll do is we'll put another leg in there, chop this off, and then I'll just slim it down the same as the front, so we can play around with the rear subframe. But tonight I think we'll focus on the front end after I just made the kids travel 2.5 hours to get them with me. Well, I took them to Drayton, so you know they got a day out. But we'll get them on, get the front end on, and then we'll see how things work with these. Alright, so no real surprises there. It bolts together like an old Metro. It does use like them honking, the little C-clips, the ones that have like a self-tapper threading. And obviously I'm used to JDM stuff, so all I've got in there is like M6 and that. But we'll sort it out. We'll probably convert it all to metric anyway, M6 stuff. So it's here where you realise, you know, how much the length from the 6R4, because the centre of that was pretty, it did have to come backwards a little bit, but not like 6 inches. So I've got a template of, well, not a template, but a picture of what we've got to do to this wing, because essentially we need to cut it all out, and this is just for some sort of structure to hang the fiberglass ones on. So what we'll do now is we'll try to fit up with the fiberglass. I've got a feeling, so this back edge is, so I've already sort of nibbled it off. Well, not nibbled it, but you know what I mean. Because that essentially just hits on this bit. This wing don't really fit that well, but we'll worry about that later on. The other wing fits a lot better. So what we'll probably do is we'll start on this side and get that wing fitted on best we can, and then we can work out how much of this we need to get rid of. Why the fuck have I decided to build another fiberglass car? Every single time I touch fiberglass I hate it, but this side is fitting up not too bad. Obviously that fits, pushes in there a bit more. Obviously all needs body work in, but we're sort of just getting a rough idea. Don't really know what's going on in this corner, but that's what fiberglass is like. Front end not too bad. Obviously this then bolts down to the original wing. I don't know whether I'll end up chopping some of this wing back here, so the lights, and then just worry about the panel gap on the fiberglass or not, but we'll see about that. That's a future problem. So you can see there sort of just how far forward it comes. The axle still needs to come back a little bit, or the subframe, and then we'll chop that inner arch out. But we shall do the same to this side as we've just done to that one. I won't make you watch it again because it's painful doing it. So I'll see you in a second. Alright, so believe it or not, this side was the better one. Now the fitment on this is not too bad, so you're looking at one, and then on this side I had to grind that return lip all the way down because it was just a bit long, longer than this side anyway, and around the back, so this corner doesn't really make any sense, although it can get forced down a bit, but I've trimmed up sort of around the arch now, sort of roughly there. I'm not going to get too carried away by the fiberglass because that'll be a bodywork issue later on down the line. What I'm going to do now is we'll get the grinder out and I will trim them new to me, we'll call them the inner wings now. Hopefully I don't chop too much off because these are the second set of ball, but let's go. So after looking at some pictures several times and remembering that I got a C in GCSE art, I knew I'd use it one day, I have come up with this master plan. Obviously this first line was before I got my GCSE certificate out, and then once I remembered, you know, how good I am, I draw the second one. Now it feels weird chopping away so much of a wing that I just travelled 2 hours for, but you know, end of the day, this wing is just like a bit of a support structure for the fiberglass, and most people, or the 6R4s I've seen, they drill loads of holes in it anyway to save weight because it's just there for structure to bolt the fiberglass to. So yeah, wish me luck. I will grind that side out and then try and match it to that side. I feel like Leepu from Chop Shop tonight, just doing what the fuck I want. Alright, I don't like to brag about my skills, but I have got a master's degree in freehand grinding, and also I'm qualified in the safety squints, so if you're doing this at home, put some goggles on. Just like that, we have chopped the other one down. Now let us know if you think they're even. So there's the right hand side and there is the left hand side. Now drop it in the comments and I'll just delete the comments that say they're not even. But there are the two pieces I've chopped out. Look fairly decent. Obviously don't really matter because they just sat under the fiberglass anyway. So what I'm going to do now is we'll get the wings back on and then we'll see how much or what room for activities we've got. Alright, just like that. I hope the missus don't watch this one because she knows I paid £80 for them wings and I've got 80% of them over there that I'm going to throw in the bin. But, oh well, keeps me off the drugs. But yeah, pretty happy. I guesstimated that line pretty well, to be fair, because it goes right up to where the arch sort of comes outwards. Gives us all the wheel clearance, so we shouldn't have no dramas with that. Front end is a bit wobbly, obviously now, I've chopped most of it away, but that'll all be tied in to the chassis with some tube later on down the line. And then this side's pretty much the same. So yeah, pretty happy with that. That is going to be it for today. Hopefully I'll get another video out before I have to go away for 8 weeks with work. But you know, you got to earn the pennies to put into this silly stuff. Hopefully Liam is going to pick up the camera and do some stuff on his 260 or the K-swapped Jazz while I'm away. Obviously that's running and driving now, so he could do some bits on that. But he really needs, get in the comments and give him some abuse. Get over to his Instagram, liam.rbz, and give him some stick about having a 260Z sat in the garage. Do me fuck all. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll catch you hopefully one more time before I go away, but if not, in August. Thanks.